here. Yep. So you guys can see. Hold on. For some reason we picked up some audio in there. So as you guys can see that there's an issue when people buy land. Sometimes 30 to 40% of it. Hey, Muggy. 30 to 40% of it is still undeveloped, and so the land development DAO is our best effort at trying to solve this problem. And this music is a problem. I'm sorry. Let's get something decent. All right, so what we're trying to do in the land development DAO is, Brother Guardian disappeared for some reason. What we're trying to do is we're trying to develop that land. So the Metaverse Builders Academy is our efforts to develop an industry of builders and interior decorators, fashion wearables, people who can create and populate this world that we're inside of. And so this class is going to be a primer on how to create some of the wearables that you see me wearing right now. If you guys pay attention to the front screen, I will show you guys some of the costumes. You know what? Since you guys are looking at my screen anyway, let me get out the way. And two, let me do this the right way. So we do HTTP and you know, we actually built a catwalk. So if we're gonna be doing some fashion work, we're gonna be doing it on the catwalk, okay? Right, okay?
Whatever, Lex. Whatever.
This is my catwalk. You can see we have some esteemed guests who came to hang down with us, and this is my crypto closet. Hold on, my Voxels closet. Go ahead.
What am I what I'm in the building, but what am I looking at?
You see that screen in front of all the chairs?
Yeah.
Click on it.
The one with the pink stuff? Okay.
Yeah, that screen is my YouTube, so you can actually see that I'm streaming and I'm broadcasting my screen from there. Oh boy.
It's not doing anything.
Did you left click on it or right click on it?
Yeah. I left click.
Well, I sent you guys. There it is.
Click.
Cool. So you should see I'm in my crypto closet. These are some of my looks. We actually recently updated our mask. This is our old mask, and some of these actual wearables were created. All of these were created by me except for the smoke. But other than that, some of these came from some friends. This incredible Gucci bag is from I'm Not Art, which is a prominent NFT gallery in Chicago. And so you can see some more of these outfits. All of these wearables, for the most part, are made of me. And you can be anything you want in the metaverse. So this is Alexa. She's showing off my chocolate goddess collection. And afro face. Let's see. And so we've got, you know, some more looks. This is Esmeralda. She's the caramel mocha. And then we got Taylor, who's the vanilla. And some weird stuff, you know. This cape is actually pretty amazing. I got it from Medicat. It's an economy. You know, it's going to get more robust as we carry on. And you know, people are actually buying wearables from each other. I bought this Bitcoin Samurai piece from Hello. Welcome, come on in. What's up? Who's that?
Never mind, I moved him to the audience. I don't know. He's not followed by anybody in here.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Trolling.
Thank you. Appreciate you. And
No
so,
problem.
so yeah, so this is actually my newer mask that I just created. This is a Lex 3.0. This one will be the 2.0. And you guys can see, you know, oh, these shoes were given to me by Marijuana Man. I love these shoes, the MJ ones, and I had to buy this vest to go with it to finish out my roster look. So you can really express yourself and be what you want in the metaverse, and it's really cool. You know, it's really interesting. So I got Malcolm and Bruce in here with the Harmony suits. And look at these cargo jeans, man. These cargo shorts. They were given to me by Earplug. And so, man, I just love them. You're going to see them on so many of my looks. But I've actually sold a couple of these shirts and stuff. So I sold one of these Blackfish shirts. I've sold like 2 of these Happy ones. And, yeah, so people are interested in the economy. What happened to his shorts? Yeah, so we'll teach you guys basically how to do all of this. So let's see. Didn't register. All right. So yeah, so that's the closet. Those are some of the looks. I guess since we went through those, we don't have to go. But this is one of the spaces that you can create. These spaces are absolutely free once you register your crypto wallet, and you can come in here and literally, you know, put your creations in here. These are some illustrations and wearables, and we'll be showing. We'll be showing you guys how to take advantage of the wearables and how to create them. Any questions so far? Hey, cool. We got some other people here. Hey, Brooke, how you doing? Oh, she's got the anonymous mask. That's so cool. Yeah, come on in, you guys. If you can, have a seat. Seems like some of you guys definitely need some wearables. Guillermo, how you doing? Hey, Forte. We are in the metaverse, darling, if you want to join us. The stream, or if you just want to follow the stream, we've got to find a way. Oh, it's in the chat. One of the moderators put it in the chat for me. So
Yeah, the YouTube. I guess he's streaming it on YouTube. It's in the chat. The link. If you want to do that, or come into the building. I don't know, Forte. You.
Cool. All right. So cool. So we got to make the Discord available too, but we'll just go through it. If you guys want to follow along, you definitely can. The program that we're going to be using is Mega Voxel. So it's like the word magical, but you take the L off the end and type in VOXEL and then download. And it should take you straight. The first link on there, which is ephtracy.github.io. That is the link that you want. So you click on that. And you download. Right now, I'm using the latest. So that'll be the one that I'll teach as well. But you can see from some of these preview images that this software is really cool at rendering some very interesting 3D builds. And we'll be explaining all of it as we go along. So just download it here, and then you'll have a zip file, and your zip file should bring you to your zip file. Just unzip it on the screen when you get there. Hey Skip, how you doing? Come on up to the stage, you guys, if you have any questions. Click on the link. The pinned link will bring you right into our metaverse classroom. It's the 3rd floor of the Blockchain Embassy. And
now under assets, do I hit I download the Magic Box, the Win64 zip first?
Are you in Discord? Why are you echoing?
Yeah, he's probably got. That's always something that happens. The back.
Yeah, I'm in Discord by myself. So.
What are you on PC or Mac? If you're on PC, then you'll do the Win64. Yeah, then it's the Mac version, or Lex will tell you.
Yeah, if you're on the Mac, when you click download, you'll go to this screen, and then this screen you want to take. If you're on the Mac, you want to get the Mac OS, and there are two versions. There's a 10.7 and the 10.15. I don't have a Mac, so I can't tell you which one to download. But on the PC, you want to get the win64.zip. Just download that. And if you're having any trouble opening it, please let me know. Why did I do that? If you're having any trouble opening it, please let me know, because yeah, please let me know. Is there multiple versions of me in here? Alright, let me close some of these. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, alright, so if you're having any trouble loading it, please let me know. Hey, Ope. You guys can have a seat if y'all want to. Hey, Forte. Forte, you don't have any wearables, darling? We're going to get you some wearables, okay? As soon as OpenSea stops acting up. Alright, cool. So, when you finish unpacking it and open it, this is, well, you won't see this. You'll see probably something more blue, but you'll get this, and this is a, sorry. All right, you get this big basic big cube. What you want to do is you want to hit Control A and delete everything inside of it, right? And then turn these two indicators on. This is your display grids, and this is your display frame. Now, also you want to be very careful and cognizant of where the front of your stage is. I always put a little voxel down there. I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But this is magic of voxels, and the most important part of the stage, to me, in my opinion, is the part right here down where it says hint hotkey. This area right here is so vital for us because, as we know, we're constantly dealing with software that's having updates and changes, and it's very hard to stay and remain an expert on anything that has as many changes as software does today. So, as a result of that, how do we keep our professionalism, or how do we maintain our professionality? Well, I believe every true professional who uses software in their particular industry should avail themselves of hotkeys. The hotkeys are what the people who design the software designated as some of the most important functions in the software and in the implementation of the software. So what you want to do is you always want to avail yourself of the hotkeys. So to that end, you'll notice that right here is the hotkey hint area. So everywhere else that I move my mouse, it updates by telling me, you know, what the particular function or what the particular hotkey is down in that little hotkey label area. And so it tells you that this is your file menu, okay? You got your undo, your redo, your open file, your save file, your save as file, a project, I mean, your new project, duplicate project, discard project. So these are all very important. You should definitely, if this disk icon is red, it means that your file is not saved. So all of your current changes are at risk. If you guys are sharing the room, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. One of the most important things about the wearables and getting your stuff minted into the Voxel Metaverse, one of the most important considerations is that it has to be a stage size of 32 by 32 by 32. You can see right here that it's 40 by 40 by 40. What? Hey, what's up, K-Bot? Come on up.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Amy, come on up to the stage, darling. All right, please. Yeah, cool. You guys, click on the link, the screen, at the front of the stage, in front of all of the chairs, and you can follow me as I show my screen. I'm sharing my screen through YouTube right now. So, who was that outside? Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Come on in. If you guys want to, you can have a seat. And we're going to get us some more interesting music. So, back in Magic of Voxels, you'll notice that this is our stage. I like to display my grids, and I like to display my frame. And again, like I said, very important consideration. Is that too loud? How's that music? Is that too loud? Sounded a little too loud. All right. So, first thing I like to do if I'm creating a wearable is make sure I come in here and set the size to 32. You can just type 32, hit enter, and it'll fill in the rest for you. And you can actually notice from the size of the frame, we have 10 by 10 by 10 by 2. So we know that this is 32 wide and then 32 tall. And so from front to back, all the way around. So you want to make sure that your stage does not exceed 32 by 32 by 32, or your file won't be accepted by the metaverse. Okay? This particular metaverse. All right? Because we are believers of hotkeys, and I am right-handed, I can only teach people about what to do with your right hand. If someone comes up with an optimum scheme for your left hand, please share it with me. But if you're right-handed, your right hand is on your mouse, your left hand is on your keyboard. I want you to put your middle finger on your W, so you can zoom in with the W, zoom out with the S. It's very fluid, very easy. You can translate around the Y-axis with the A and the D keys, okay?
Yeah, 'cause that's kind of loud.
Oh, the music's loud?
Yeah.
All right, we'll just turn it off. All right, cool. Thanks. All right, so you can actually translate around the Y-axis with the A and the D key. So W, S, A, and D will help you not have to deal with, oh man, I lost the front of it. W, A, S, and D will help you not have to deal with carpal tunnel from constantly using your right mouse button to turn your screen. We want you to preserve your hands. So what we're going to do is I'm going to undo this real quick, and I'm going to zoom out. All right. In fact, I'm just going to open a new one. Hold on. We're going to open a new one. We're going to set it to 32 by 32. We're going to select all with Control A. We're going to backspace, delete everything. And once again, we're going to attach, now that we have the right size, we're going to attach something there so we know where the front of our screen is. So the front of our stage is very important because that is also going to determine the front of our actual voxel model when we import them into the metaverse. So you want to know where the front of your stage is. I usually just drop a voxel down there at the front of my stage so I have an indicator, and I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. All right, let's see.
Hey, Lex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a couple of steps behind. I think. Hold on a second.
Did you get Magical Voxels open?
I think so. Yeah. So it said I'm at github.com. I see where it says Inf Tracy at the top.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. EPH Tracy GitHub. All right. So you're still on the GitHub?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So do you see this?
Let's see.
Yeah. Look at my screen.
I see. I think I'm standing right next to you, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Click on the screen in front of the class, and then you'll be able to see me stream my screen.
I think I gotta maximize first.
Okie doke. No problem. Does anybody else have any questions as well? Man, no music. Stinks.
Is that the screen in front of you? Are you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. Do you see the
I'm standing right next to you. I see it says Embassy Blockchain up in the air, spinning around.
Okay, go to the third floor.
The third floor?
Yep. Go to the third floor.
Are you sure I wasn't on the third floor? Because I'm on the roof now.
You might be on. Well, come inside the classroom where everybody else is. Do you see us?
I was sitting right next to you. Oh, I was standing right next to you.
Okay. The important thing for you to do is look at the screen in the classroom in front of all the chairs. Do you see that screen?
Okay. I think it's at a funny angle.
Yeah, it's at a funny angle. Just click on it. Left click on it, and it will open up my YouTube stream. Alright, cool. So click on that screen, and it should show... Yeah. So if you click on that screen in the front, or I tell you what, here, I will send you the YouTube link, and you can just watch it straight from YouTube.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I'll send it to your back channel.
Got you. Thank you.
Right. Is that too loud? That's not too loud, is it? Is that okay, Muggy?
Yeah, it was just, I mean, you were talking and it was like you were trying to talk over. But
yeah,
cool.
The other one was a little too loud. There are different volumes. I gotta moderate that.
That's weird. You echoed.
Alright, cool. Okay, so there you go. I just sent it to your back office.
Alright, I'm watching.
You're watching it? So you see my screen?
Yeah, it's all YouTube. I'm gonna sit Pharaoh down in front too, so we can both learn.
Okay, so if you download, are you on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay, have you downloaded this Magic of Voxel yet?
Yeah.
Okay, have you opened the program?
I do believe so. It was the points 15, not the 0.7 one, right?
I'm not sure. You're on a Mac. But do you see something that remotely looks like this?
No, I didn't get to that part. It was just the GitHub as far as I got.
Do you need help figuring that out and opening the program so you can follow along?
Yeah, but I don't want to be the one that pull y'all back, man. I'm not.
Dude, I would. Okay, well, if you've got your son there, it's kind of important to me that he learns, and maybe if he can learn.
Jeez Louise, I gotta be the good student right now. Hold on a second. All right.
It's all on you. Everybody look at him. Everybody look at Baba. Baba.
Okay, so look. All right, so time out. I'm on a GitHub joint. Oh man. This is a lot. Hold on a second.
You could do it, Baba. You could do it.
I know, but
you got this. All you gotta do is.
You have it downloaded. You just need to install it, right?
Oh, is that okay? So, all right, now I see a little warrior woman, like from Link. It's an overview. Bam, bam. Okay. Product. What am I doing here? What is this? 2022. I wish
you downloaded the I think the latest one, not the latest, but the even more latest.
So
one.
What am I looking for? If I'm on the home screen, Voxel model.
Does it look like this?
Uh-oh. Let me see what the hell I get.
I don't think he downloaded the program and opened Magic of Voxel. Did you, Baba?
No, you know what? I'm gonna say no because I'm pretty sure I didn't. Hold on.
Okay, so you're still on GitHub, right? So you need to get the file downloaded, correct? For Mac? Or did you do that portion and unzip it?
I'm confusing myself. I got too much open. Hold on a second.
It's alright, we've all been down this road. You're not alone.
I want you to know I understand your pain, man.
What'd you say?
I was talking to my son.
Oh.
Cause I'll be on him. Shoot, all right. What to do? I downloaded already. It should be my downloads. Hold on, let me just think this through.
Lex, can you see your Discord? Can he like show his screen to you?
I'm not. I don't even think I got Discord open right now.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, that will. Go ahead, sir. All right, hold on. Can you just go? Let's see. What am I thinking? Open. Open downloads. Open downloads. Oh, Siri don't want to work for me now or nothing. Okay. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
You sure?
Listen, this is the type of stuff. Let me catch y'all the next go round, man.
We can go over it at the end. So if you stick around, then I'll help you get it installed at the end.
Thank you.
That work?
I'll come back around to y'all.
Okay, doke. We don't leave no man behind, Baba. But
I appreciate you.
You got to stick around to the end of the class now. If you don't, I'll know where to find you. All right, so just try to follow along as I go through the program, right? So this is the stage, right? And again, we changed it to 32 by 32 by 32. You want to make sure that this arrow is pointing up, okay? Because this arrow is what switches between the two modes. There's the model mode and there's the world mode. If it's facing down and you see some numbers over here, you're in danger. Okay, you don't want to be over here on this side in the model mode. In the world mode, I'm sorry, because you could inadvertently add geometry to one of these auxiliary layers. And if you have data on more than one layer, your file will not be accepted. So if you click off and this is like unselected or something and you don't know how to get out of this, just do a Control A so that you have this stage selected, okay? And then you want to turn that all the way upside down or just hit tab. And if you have your display and your frames engaged, you'll be able to see the individual places where you can place a voxel. What is a voxel, Shifu Lex, you might be asking? A voxel is a 3D pixel, okay? So if you've seen pixel art before, you've seen what pixel art can do. Think of voxels as 3D pixel art, okay? And everywhere inside of one of these little indicators, using my red cursor, I can actually drop a voxel or introduce a voxel to the stage. Wherever you see my indicator, okay?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Can you create, like you got that cape right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you walk, can you make the cape kind of move or automate or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. There are places where voxels are animated. They're just not inside this metaverse. Gotcha. So think what we're creating now is just like clothing, armor, helmets, masks, shoes, things like that. Huh?
Kind of like Legos.
Legos, sure. If the Legos were individual cubes instead of rectangles.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you guys to notice that we are now in our model, and over here on the left side, you'll see that we have our color palette. We have a couple options with our color palette. We have the 0. All of these are different palettes that you can actually interact with and change the color inside of these. So 2 gives you not a full value scale, but a semi-full value scale. And then 3 is all neutral gray. I like to use neutral gray when I'm starting off inside of a new build. And the way that you change these colors is sometimes if you have this loaded from your zip file, this might be deselected. So you want to twirl up your color menu And you can see here you have your hue, your saturation, and your value settings. So you can actually make changes to any one of these color wells by changing these things. So you can actually make, and then when you're in here, here's something that you can do. You can actually copy, go to another well and paste. So I'm right clicking, and then make subtle changes, to the different colors, so that you can get a nice variation or gradation of colors, right? Just a quick tip. All right. So that's how you want to pick a color, all right? And that's how you use your palette. So we're just going to use this standard palette for right now. And we're going to paint this boy. Okay. All right. So down here on the right, you can see that you have some options for your camera. You can also use your mouse to move your scene if you need to this way. But again, this is using your mouse. You should be using your keyboard, so you alleviate carpal tunnel risk. Okay, you're going to be doing a lot of clicking in this program. A lot of clicking. Okay, so now that we've gone over the some of the ins and outs of the user interface, let's introduce some voxels to the stage. The way that we do that is by using our brush cascading menu. I call this a cascading menu because as you select different options higher up in the menu, options change for you lower down, further down in the menu. All right. So what we're going to do is use some of our brushes to introduce voxels to the stage. The first brush we're going to be using is our box mode brush. And you can see if you look down at the hint indicator section that the hotkey for the box mode brush is B. So if you look at your keyboard, B is not too far from where your hand is supposed to be if you're using your left hand anyway. And you can select B and you want to make sure that the attach is indicated. We'll go over that in a second. But once you have attach indicated, you have a color selected, and you have your box mode brush selected, you can start clicking inside of these empty indicators and start introducing voxels to the stage, right? And so it's relatively simple. Every click gives you a voxel, right? Easy enough, right? Each one is simple. And if you drag though in box mode, where you start your drag and where you end up will give you a one layer box of voxels. Now, if you start your drag on an empty spot and you end on an empty spot, you get one layer. If you start on an empty spot and you drag over a voxel that already exists, you'll notice that now your geometry is all your layer that you're creating. Your box has now become 2 voxels high. Okay, I've selected different colors so you can see if you start on empty and then you on an empty one and then you scroll over. Hold on, let's do this. So if you start on an empty and you scroll over 2, then you'll see that your whole box is now 3 voxels tall. Okay, you're really going to understand it, and it becomes more intuitive when you come in here and you start introducing voxels to the stage. And you'll see that if I drag on empty, it won't change the color of the voxels I have. It'll just create voxels around it, as long as I'm ending on an empty node. Okay, relatively simple, right? That's how you put voxels on the stage with the box mode brush. Now if you go to erase and you click the erase mode, you'll use the box mode brush the same way. You can click and get rid of individual voxels, or you can erase and it'll show you before you commit. So as long as I drag, it will show me what's going to be erased, and then when I let go, it's gone. Same thing with this. If you start on an empty node and then you move up to 3 voxels tall, your box is going to be 3 voxels tall. Relatively easy. Does anybody have any questions so far? So that's how you introduce voxels to the stage, and you remove them from the stage. If you go to paint mode, you pick a different color. You'll see you can drag very similarly, or just click. Same old, same old, same old, right? And you can paint with different colors as you see fit. Now, we are, as my good friend Ope likes to remind me, professionals. And professionals use hotkeys. That's the difference between professional and at-home chefs, right? Professionals use their hotkeys. So if I have my box mode brush already selected and I'm in paint mode, but I want to go back to attach mode, who can tell me what the hotkey is for attach voxels? To set the box mode brush into attach voxels mode. Can someone tell me what the hotkey is? Not Forte. She told me last time. God bless her sweet soul. Do I need to play the Jeopardy music? Don't make me play the Jeopardy music. Hey Panda, how you doing? T, thank you. So if I hit the T key, it will go to attach, and now I can start attaching onto the stage once again, right? Real simple. Real simple. Now, if I want to erase, my hotkey indicator at the bottom of my screen tells me that the hotkey for erase mode for my box mode brush is R. So you'll notice those keys are very close to the WASD as well. So I can go back and forth between attach and erase by hitting T and R, right? And I can attach whatever color I have selected and add those voxels to the stage, right? With my box mode brush, right? And if I hit R, then I can erase. And D and S swing me around my scene, right? Everybody get it? Cool. And if I wanted to repaint, I just hit the G and it sends it to paint mode. So now I can paint, right? All right, cool. So that's basically how you introduce voxels to your stage. And whatever's in your stage is going to become your wearable, okay? So that's the box mode brush. Very simple, very easy, unobtrusive. But we are professionals. Nobody wants to be sitting here hitting T and R and G all the time. You're still going to have to hit G. But if you're in attach mode, for instance, right? If you're in attach mode and, oh, I didn't mean to get that particular, voxel or something. I didn't mean to draw it that wide. I can stay in attach mode and hold down the shift key. And it will temporarily put me in erase mode even though it doesn't change the indicator. So I'm holding shift, even though I'm in attach mode, you can see I'm in attach mode. By holding shift, I'm modifying that behavior just temporarily. So when I let go, I'm back to attaching. So shift is your hotkey modifier, right?
So you only show us in hotkeys, right?
And what?
You only show us in hotkeys.
I only show you?
No, you only teach us in hotkeys.
Oh yeah, I'm teaching you the hotkeys because we're professionals. So, huh?
So one of the main questions I had that kept coming back to Magic of Voxels is how to take what I've created and tilt brush and make wearables and assets.
Interesting.
And everybody, Jagar, I believe, was the one that told me you can just drag it into Crypto Voxel.
That's right. And that's how I actually got my new masks. I'll show you in a second, but let me get through this. I'm definitely going to show you in a second. You're getting ahead of me.
My bad.
No problem. I'm actually glad you did that. It shows you're paying attention. So cool. Thank you. All right. So you guys got that? TRG. G because there's no, you have to hit G if you want to go to paint mode. That's just the way it is. But if you're in attach mode, for instance, and you hold down shift, you can switch it to erase mode while you temporarily hold down the shift key. So it's the modifier key. And if you're in erase mode, as you can see, and I hold down shift, I actually add voxels to the stage instead of taking them away. See? I let go and boom. So, and then if I want to paint, so I hit the G key, and say I want to paint using the colors that are already on the stage. It's got to be a hotkey for that, right? It's the Alt key. So if you select the Alt key, and then you can paint, and you'll pick up the different colors. You'll see, if you look over here in my color palette, you'll notice that as I hold down the Alt key and I pick different colors, the indicator's jumping all around my palette, right? And so you can paint with your box mode brush same way you introduce or erase using your box mode brush. Make sense, you guys? Everybody clear? Everybody cool? All right. Okay, so that's the box mode brush. The next brush that we're going to show you is the face mode brush. And the hotkey for the face mode brush is F. So when you click on it, you also notice that it says extrude upon drag. So if I click, it'll just do what, you know, the face mode brush does. But if I click and drag, it will extrude. So first, let me just click and hold on. So let's pick a new color. And let me click on here. Oh, I'm in paint mode. Sorry. 1 second. Okie doke. Sorry about that. So I'm in my face mode. I'm going to hit T for attach mode. And I'm going to click. And you'll notice that it is, hold on. You'll notice that it is filling in whatever little spaces I'm clicking inside of, okay? And it's adding a layer of voxels on top of wherever I click, whatever the geometry is. So if I click on an empty spot, it will fill all of the surrounding empty spots, right? If I shift click, it will get rid of all of the surrounding empty spots, okay? If I click and I drag, it will extrude, like it said, see? And it'll fill up as much of this as you want. Now, you got to remember, the important part, is that too loud, you guys? No, okay. The important part you got to remember is it's only going to add to wherever my indicator, my cursor, my red cursor indicator is, this flat face, this red face that shows me where I'm interacting with the stage. It's only going to click on the congruent voxels. So if I click here, it's going to fill in all of these top voxels, right? But if I click here, it's only going to fill in all of these purple ones. It's not going to fill in a layer on top of these yellows because this is the only set of congruent voxels. You see? Same thing here. Same thing here. You see how I didn't fill in these yellows? It only filled on top of the purple. See? All right, there you go. So that is the face mode brush. You can extrude or you can just click. And you can still use all your hotkeys, right? See? And you can even paint with it. So if you hit paint, right, or hit the G key, you can paint all of the congruent voxels that it finds, right? Yeah.
32 by 32 by 32. Is that the size of a head? What are we looking at?
This is the size of a wearable. It's the only size that you're going to be able to mint a wearable at. So anything you find inside of this stage becomes a wearable. And I'm going to go over some of my files so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But for right now, we're just teaching the brushes. But yeah, the first thing you want to do when you open up the file is change this from 40 typically to 32 by 32 by 32. Okay? That's the first thing you want to do, right? Okay. So that's the two brushes. That's the box mode brush and the face mode brush. The third brush we want to teach today is the voxel mode brush. Okay, and the voxel mode brush is interesting because it has some different options that come up when you use it. So when you see how that I mouse over it, my hotkey indicator tells me some of the things that I can do to affect it. V for the Vox mode, so to select the Vox mode brush, I hit the V key, right? But I can resize the brush with the plus or the minus. So if I hit plus or minus, you'll notice that down here, where it says voxel, you'll see that this number changes. Watch. So when I hit plus or minus, you see the number goes up or goes down. That is indicating the size of the voxel mode brush that I'm using. So for one voxel, this is one voxel size, it will give me one voxel, right? And if I drag, it's like a pencil. So I can drag with the voxel mode brush and draw like a pencil, okay? But yeah, we're gonna go over that in a second. All right, so you'll notice that when I draw, it just continues to draw on top of geometry that already exists and adds a layer right on top of the geometry that already exists. You see that? This is the voxel mode brush, the V. So if you hit V for voxel mode brush, this is set to one voxel. So watch what happens. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff. All right.
Is infill necessary for structure?
Is what?
Infill.
Infill?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Like if you're making a box, is it important for the inside of the box to be solid?
Oh, that's up to you. That's up to you. And that's actually a little bit more advanced than what we'll be doing tonight. But we'll be going over that on Friday. So we're going to be doing an advanced version of this software. We'll be going into all of the different features or much more of the different features on Friday. But for right now, this is just the primer, enough to really get you started making your own wearables is really what this class is about. But yeah, you can definitely create an infill inside of it, or you can fill it up to where it's filled with voxels, or you can make your shape a shell. And we can go over that on Friday. So yeah, so you can see now that your Vox mode brush, if we hit T for attach, then attach mode, you'll notice that I'm sorry, I'm still in my box mode. I want to go to my voxel mode, so I hit my V key, and you'll notice that at one voxel I get this one indicator. But if I start hitting my plus mode, okay, let's do square and do 2D, you'll notice that it gives me this is set to 3. So if you look at the voxel that's on the stage, it's 3 by 3, so there's actually 9 voxels. So if I hit the plus again, it'll be 4 by 4, which is 16 voxels. And then when I paint with that, I'm painting with that big size brush. But you can see, it might be a little easier to get curves and stuff. So as long as I don't let go, I can't draw on top of the layers that I just introduced with this particular click. Okay? If I click again, you see how now it's on top, and then it'll draw a secondary layer on top, and then it'll fill in the layers underneath if it needs to, and then it'll draw on top of everything that it didn't just fill in, right? Okay, you see how that works? If I hold down shift, it'll erase with that size brush, okay? And it looks like a square, and it looks like a flat 2D brush because I have square and 2D here. If I pick circle, you'll notice how at 2 voxels it looks like a square, but at 3 voxels as well. But in 4, it starts to give me what it considers to be more of a circular shape. So you can actually get a semicircular shape with these voxels starting at 10, and draw with that. If I hit G and I pick a different color, you can see that I can paint, and it shows you where it's painting based on where that indicator is, right? So it's not going to paint this because I'm on the second layer right here. So everything on the second layer inside of that brush is going to grab. But if I get on a different face, it'll treat the different faces differently. Okay? So I'm going to hit T for attach again. And you can see that you can, you know, you can paint with a semi, hold on. Yeah. So you'll notice that you can paint with one of these brushes. You can delete with the brush. And depending on how you do it, you can actually introduce some cool geometry, right? Some cool shapes using this brush mode. All right. But that's the 2D. So the 2D square, 2D circle. If I do 3D square, it turns into a cube. So now I'm painting with a cube, right? If I hold down my shift, then I'm erasing with a cube, right? Now, if I go to circle, you'll notice that it starts giving me what it considers to be a sphere. Now, because my indicator has to lay on this wall or on the floor or wherever, it has to lay on a surface. I can't paint. Like, say I wanted to put this right above this little yellow thing right here and here. I have to introduce geometry on a surface, either on other voxels, okay? Either on other voxels or on one of these flat surfaces, right? So we know this is the front of my stage. But you can't just, you know, introduce voxels in midair. You can hang voxels in midair, but you can't introduce them in midair. So if you'll notice now, this is not attached to anything. You see this little green thing? I'm gonna paint the whole thing pink so you know what it is.
So that brings up a question for me.
Yeah.
When you attach it to the wall, right? So you can build off it or whatever. How do you grab it so you can put it into midair?
Okay,
like you just did?
So you got to build it from the wall. So I'm gonna hit T for attaching in, right? And you build it on the wall. Okay, here, let me just do this. Let me do this. All right. So let's just build it on the floor, right? We know this is the front. So you build something on the floor as a base, right? Okay. And then you start building on top of it like a potter's wheel or something, right? And it's unfortunate looking. Yeah.
Well, I meant like I was just curious like how you attached it to the side. If you could like select it and pull it off.
No. See how I'm deleting the voxels underneath it?
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you delete the voxels underneath it and it can hang in there for you. So
Got you. Okay.
You see? So you see how that's hanging in midair for me? Now, hold on. Let me hit G. So you see how that's hanging in midair now? So you can have a voxel hang in midair, but you can't draw it there. You can only draw on a surface.
Okay.
So now you can actually paint on top of this because this is a surface, right? And you can do interesting, you know, stuff with this now that you have the geometry in existence, right?
Okay.
But again, I'm hitting WASD, Q, and E.
Yeah, I can't follow all that part.
No, I'm using my my hotkeys to spin around. So that's D. I hit A to spin this way. I hit Q to spin this way, and E to spin this way. W to zoom in, S to zoom out, and they're all right there. So if your hand is right there, if you play any kind of first-person shooter games or something, you already know WASD is how you move. In fact, in Voxels, WASD is how you move. Uh-oh. I moved right out of class. All right, there we go. So WASD is how you move in class. So you definitely want to get used to backing it up like it's what is it? the 9-6 Cash Money. Yeah. And so WASD is definitely how you want to, oh, what do I do? There we go. So WASD is definitely how you move forward, backward, yada, yada, yada. Okay? nice looking brain. Alright, so you see if you wanted like a brain wearable, you can come in here and build. You hold down shift again to delete. So that's how you can kind of carve, just depending on the size of your brush. So those are the bottom three brushes: the box, the face, and the voxel mode. The last one I'm going to show you guys is the line mode or geometry mode. Basically, it lets you draw a line. So I'm dragging, and you notice how with the drag it continues the line, right? Okay. That's basically the line. It's helpful. You notice how though when I drag on top of geometry, again, I have these two voxels now that are sitting on top of the geometry that was already introduced. So every brush introduces voxels on top of, so you know, even the line mode, if you click one by one, or if you drag, it's going to add on top. So even though I'm ending it over here, you see how for this area right here, it added all of those. And because I couldn't see the ones behind, it didn't add them. So I want you to see something. If I try to draw a line, a diagonal line from here to here, right? That looks like a diagonal line for us, right? But because I cannot attach voxels in mid-air, this is what I actually drew. You see? It's going to automatically snap the voxels to whatever surface is available. So it looks like a straight line to us, or at least it did when I drew it. But because it couldn't do a straight line, it drew the line on the back wall and then the line right there. So that's the line brush. And the way I use the line brush the most, honestly, is... Hold on, so let me get rid of this. And I'm going to hit V for Vox mode. And I'm going to create a little base. And right. So if I hit L for line mode, right? And I wanted to shave off. I use the line mode to shave. You see? Does everybody see that? And then you're gonna hit D a little bit, just and hold down shift, and you can actually like rotate all the way around and use the line as like clippers for, you know, like you're cutting somebody's hair. But you want to make sure that you travel around, right? See, I wanted to make that line up with that, right? So you can use the line mode to kind of shave off some of the edges, you know? Does that make sense? You see how it's kind of a straighter line now? Does everybody see that?
Did you use that like when you made the eyes from like my face, right? Like the deep set eyes. Did you use the shaver?
I definitely use all of these methods that I'm showing you right now to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like to carve it or whatever. That's what I was like curious to how to do that part.
Yep. So you can shave a little bit. You just want to make sure you spin all the way around, because otherwise you'll miss a line, right? You see? And you can shave using
it looks like Stonehenge. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It looks like something. Something the cat threw up.
Oh god.
So yeah, so let me open up a couple files to show you guys what's possible. In fact, let me show you some of my new masks. Oh yeah. So here's a spliff, for instance. No, we don't say. So this is like a spliff, and this is a wearable. You can take this. Well, it's not a wearable yet, but I have it introduced into one of my into here. So you'll see homie right here actually is rocking the spliff. See? Right here. So inside one of my spaces, I introduced the Vox model, and it's right there.
Dang, is it like the pit of fire or something? Jeez.
Ope always gives me trouble for that too.
It reminds me of Supernatural, that show that I used to watch.
Uh-huh.
They were in hell.
No,
Sorry.
I got you. Everybody, let's see. Come on up to the stage if you guys have any questions, please. We are going over Magic of Voxels and how to create wearables. We're actually about to be wrapping up soon. So this is one of the wearables I created here. Let me show you guys. This is another. Well, here. This is one I'm working on right now. So I am in world mode. So I want to make sure I get out of world mode, select all, turn that arrow back upside down. And you can see this is one of the wearables that I've been working on. This is actually a 3D file that I dropped in here. It was an OBJ that I dropped in here. So, and then kind of maneuvered and did some more work with, right? Now, when you're painting, this is just, a tip for all the people in my class. When you're painting, you notice that I've got a bunch of different browns. This is one brown. There's another brown. This is another brown. This is another brown. This is another brown. Okay, I think this one might be the same as this one, though. No, they're not even the same brown. So I've got maybe 5 or 6 different browns just for the face. The reason for that is when you zoom out, right, you can still see that that's a face, just by virtue of the contrast. Now, if all of those were the same color, you wouldn't be able to see the contrast from so far away. You see? So up close, it doesn't look as good.
So sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm in Crypto Voxels. I went to Blockchain Embassy. I don't see you guys.
Oh, we're on the 3rd floor, Metaverse.
Oh, okay. I'll be right there.
Yeah, fly up to the 3rd floor, darling.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, and then come on in and have a seat. Oh, there you go. Is that you? Oh, there you are. The 3rd floor, not the 2nd floor, Metaverse. I see you. Come on up.
What?
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
Oh, there you guys
Turn around. Every now and then she try to get to the blockchain, the embassy floor. 3rd floor. Now she's flying through the floor. I love my friends. All right, you're gonna have to figure it out, darling.
Okay, I'll be right there. Keep going.
This is an example of like a wearable that when we get it minted, so we saved it. It's 32 by 32 by 32. It's only on one layer. We saved it as Cherub Smile, right? Okay. All right. So we hit save or save the project as, and then you know where it is, and then there she is. And then here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I post my my Discord, because I want you guys to join the Discord as well. We've got some resources in here. One of which is a helpful walkthrough. So Baba, here's a helpful walkthrough on how to install it on your laptop if you want to. The class channel in here, we used to hold our classes in here. The class channel in here, we do some talking and hang out. If you guys want to reach me, I'm in here all the time. The Masterpiece Theater, I didn't even see some of these. Yeah, I gotta come in here. Yeah, Masterpiece Theater is where you can post some of your work if you made some changes or worked on a piece, or even worked on something that you want people to see, illustrations or stuff. You could throw it in the Masterpiece Theater. CV Spaces Network is where I post a lot of really interesting locations inside of Voxels, whether they're my own spaces, for instance, the hero space. Yeah. Oh, it's loading it in Brave, so I'm not gonna look right. So this is for you. You said everything's always on fire. Yeah, for some reason the textures aren't looking right. They looked right on my other build, but yeah. So there's the water build for you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. But yeah, we'll be showing you guys how to do that on Monday. On Mondays, we go over the spaces and how to build some of these different spaces out. So, like, you know, we'll show you how the ins and outs of how to build something like this. This is what the textures are supposed to look like in the other space. And so we'll be going over the tools. We've already gone over some of them last Monday, and we'll be doing series 2. But we'll do a brief catch up too as well. And these are wearables, you guys. All of these are different wearables, and I can get them minted into the metaverse if I wanted to. These Voltron hands and stuff. This is actually already a wearable in this space, so are some of these over here. Yeah, so these are wearables over here too. Right? And so once you have your wearables, oh yeah, I was telling you about the Discord. There is a video here that will show you guys how to put on your wearables. Okay, so just click on this. It's on my my YouTube channel. And then this is where you mint. This will teach you how to mint. So Crypto Stella and also BitPixie will have opened up their submission forms that allow you to go in there and mint to the submission form. I'll show you what a submission form looks like. This is one of my old ones that my pal, what was I can't remember. Well, Crypto Camera gave me one. Hold on. All right, hold on, you guys. Yeah, he gave me a link. Here we go. All right, so this is his collection. It's called Vox Vibes. He's the owner, and these are all the mints that he had in here, right? And if you click, oh, I need to sign in. Okay. So it doesn't show right now. Let me see if I can. Oh, let me just put this in. All right, now it should load. Yeah, because I'm signed in now, it gives me this submission form. This is the submission form you need in order to mint. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll come down here, you'll browse, you'll click here, and you'll say, for instance, spliff. There we go. So we say we want to mint the spliff, and sometimes it'll load this down here, sometimes it won't. You want to make sure that you assert that this is yours. Whenever you're minting, there's minting etiquette. So whenever you mint a file into the metaverse, you don't want to copy mint. So mint something once, but if you want multiple editions of it, so say I wanted to sell this as a wearable, and I wanted 200 of them in my inventory. I will come here and type in 200 in the issues. And then where it says headwear, I will come here to say facewear because it's going to be right on my face, right? If it's on your feet or on your arms or your hands, this is important. And they just added this not too long ago because this allows you to dictate where it shows up on you when you try on a wearable. So if someone's in your space or in your parcel and they're trying on one of your wearable functions, this right here is going to tell you where it ends up on their body for them to preview it. So you definitely want to make sure you pick the right one. This author, this number should match this. This number should match your wallet because that's where it's going to send these once they're minted. So if you're minting something for someone else, you can actually put their wallet here, and Voxels will mint straight to their wallet, so you don't have to worry about OpenSea. You definitely need to make sure you put your name in here, right? So we're gonna go Liddy Spliff 1.0, right? And then we're gonna say Ganja Green for the lean and mean. Right? We want 200 of these because we're going to be giving them out. Actually, we probably want more than that. So let's just say 5. Now, remember, the amount of issues that you submit determines your rarity on certain marketplaces. So if you want people to buy them and pay a good price, they're only going to do that if it's rare. If you've got 500 of these things floating out there, you know, helping people float in, sorry, If you got 500 of these things floating out there, you want to make sure that you don't charge a big hefty price because it's not that rare. But if you want it to be rare, just change that to 5 or 8 or something like that, and then you can charge higher prices. Typically, I'm not telling you what prices to charge, but people are more apt to pay for things if they're more rare. If everybody don't got them, okay? So make sure you fill all this stuff out correctly because you can't change your name after the upload. All right, and then what you're gonna do is once everything's selected and done, you're gonna hit submit. And if you want to see the submissions, you got to switch your network sometimes. So when I switch my network and I hit refresh, I'll notice that now I have submitted. The preview's not there because I just submitted it. This is the token number. It'll show you the preview after a while. If you can refresh the GIF once it's being reviewed, it'll show you the name, the description. You still have a chance to change those if you want to, okay? Or I mean, at least the description. You can't change the name. They told you that you wouldn't be able to change the name. So, and you can click remove. Sometimes it might remove it. Sometimes it doesn't. But this is now a wearable submission. It won't get minted until the person who owns the owner, who has land in the metaverse, okay? The owner comes in and hits the mint button. For them, this looks like the button. It says mint. And they'll be able to mint your stuff. And then once it's minted, it will show up. You'll see this little red indicator, okay, in your mailbox. And in your mailbox, it'll say collectible minted. And then it'll tell you your token and show you where you can go see it if you want to, okay? And that's how you get your stuff minted.